So considering this data set, what group does 20 fall into? It's called 20.
It's between row 2 and 3.
Between 2 and 3.
In the crack?
But we could take the midpoint.
As far as data set is as far as frequency distribution table is concerned, there's no sitting on the fence. Sitting on the fence is a criminal offense.
Okay. Then we could take the midpoint, sir.
If it stays in between, it will be arrested by the police. Now we don't want it to be arrested.
Oh, God. Okay.
So you say row 2.
Is that?
Row 2.
Row 2. What about row 3? We have 20 here, we have 20 here.
Row 2 comes first, so
Okay, that's a smart approach. However, you must know this, that when you want to, the number at the boundary always belong to the second group where it occurs, not the first.
Okay. Okay.
So this 20 now is going to be in this group, not this group. It's going to be in the group where it starts, is the number that starts the group, not in a group where it is the number that ends the group.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Just remember that. Okay. What this 20 means, see, this 20 here means 20. This 20 means just before 20. Okay? Just before, whatever that means. See,
okay.
Look at it. It's like saying group 2 now is like saying from 10, everything from 10 to up to less than 20. Okay, but we can't put a number there because we can't put a number there. What number would you not put if you want to put a number? Are you going to say 19.9999999 up to what level? Up to infinity? So it's not feasible because it's continuous data. So whatever it means, if you can imagine it in your mind, it's like 19.999999999 to infinity, which is approximately 20. But here, the 20 means 20 itself, 20. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. So that's that. So this is how continuous data is represented. Okay. And this is why the histogram does not have space. Okay. You can see 2020 is like they are gumming together. That's why there's no space in between them. So that is it. Okay, so I started by asking that what's the main determining factor what's the main factor that determines the type of chart that you use? And we correctly answered that it's the data type you consider. Then my second question was, I said, okay, taking, for example, I don't think I quite answered that question. I said, okay, now we know that pie chart and bar charts and column charts are used for categorical data. But now, what if you have, consider this question, look at this question. This question. Let me remove this one. Or let me put it down. Look at this question. Can you answer this question for me? Do you understand the question? This is data set. This is a data set. This is the question. Summarize this data at macro level. Utilize the most appropriate variables and most appropriate chart type. This is the data we are talking about. So what would you do? Okay, in Excel, you summarize data at macro level by using charts. Okay, by using visuals, doing visualization. Okay, now that's what I mean by that. Then utilize the most appropriate variable. So what's the most appropriate variable that can be used here to summarize this data?
Pie chart should be okay.
Okay, that's for the charts. Okay, fine. Pie chart is okay, that's fine. But what variable would you target here when you are using pie chart?
Is the reg number and the gender?
Not just the gender. No.
What?
Because
registration number and the gender.
Registration number and gender.
I think it's the gender because it's
look
just
at it closely. Okay. Because
they're just male and female.
Thank you. See, if you look at this data properly, this variable cannot be summarized. This one cannot be summarized.
It's just the gender.
There's no way you can summarize this. There's no way you can summarize this. It's only this one that can be summarized. Why? Because they are repeating values. It's just two items here. Like you said, there are two. Like you said, there are two items here. So there's repetition. When there's repetition, that's when you can summarize. So what I'm saying is you can summarize this in the form of a frequency distribution table. So you can say something like gender, and what? Frequency. The first gender is let's say male, female. Equals the total number of meals here. What else? It's now asking for, you can say M. Alternatively, don't even need to say. You just click here. Okay. But here, you can use your dollar sign. Remember what you do with dollar? What you remember the function of dollar sign here?
Yes, I think it's the segment the particular area you are making the decision.
Yes. Do you see that the value change? That's the correct value.
Yes.
Okay, so now you see we are able to summarize it like this now into male, female to the frequency. Why? Because there are repeating values here. So it's gender. So even if it is not mentioned that you should use gender, just look out for what can be summarized by seeing if there are repetitions. Okay. Okay, so now did you say we are to use pie charts or bar charts? Sorry, or column charts? Which of them? This is a question. Most appropriate chart type. What's the difference between what determines whether you choose bar chart or pie chart? First of all, if you look at this data, you see that the options are very, very few, okay? Just 2 items. And the data is very, very, very simple, okay? So pie chart is more like it. I think it was mentioned just now. I think somebody mentioned it just now. So pie chart is more like it. But you have to know the reason, okay? Are we there?
Yes, I'm here now.
I hope, yeah. Moses, welcome back. So I hope I'm audible to every one of us.
Yes.
Stewart, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Rosemary, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So pie chart is more suitable for this. Like I said, bar chart can also be used. Let's see. Bar chart can be used. Let's say you can use the bar chart or column charts. Column chart is simply a bar chart that is vertical. Okay, or you use the pie chart. Of course, you can do all the editing you want. gender, whatever. Okay, can do all the formatting that you want. For example, if I want the values to show here, I can do that. If I want the percentages to show, you click this is your data label here. You click that, and then you come down here, click more options, percentage. Okay, now it's showing both percentage and value. If you want to remove the values, you just uncheck that. Okay, so you can do that for any type of chart, not just for pie charts. For any type of charts. And do it for bar charts and all that. Are we there?
Yes, sir.
I hope these things are clear to every one of us.
It's clear, sir.
You know, this is analytics. We are
Sir,
trying to,
is there any chart
we
we
are
cannot
trying
use
to,
for this
we are trying to analyze things here.
purpose?
Okay, is there what?
Huh?
Come again, please. Your question, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you. What's your question? Moses, are you hearing me? I think I heard something like, is there any chart that cannot be used for this purpose? Is that right?
Network is very poor. Not really hearing. I don't know if I experienced the same thing.
What? Moses, were you saying something? Okay, so Moses, can you hear me? Are you hearing over there? Your audio is on, so your mic is on. Anyway, there are charts that cannot be used for this purpose, that are not suitable for this purpose, of course. Like we said before, pie chart is used for categorical data. Bar chart is used for categorical data. Line chart, for example, is not suited for categorical data. Line charts is usually more suitable for numeric data. This is an example. Okay, these are sales figures throughout the month. You don't want to put this in a pie chart, for example. What do you think this will look like in a pie chart? It will look funny. Okay, even in a bar chart, it will be somewhat awkward. Okay, let's see. Let's take column charts. It's not as if, yes, you could use it for column charts like this. And this is because there are not even very many now. Some of the numeric data can be more than this. When it becomes so much, You see, the thing will just be clustered somehow, almost meaningless. Okay. But when you do it with a line chart, it easily shows you the trend, the you know, the fluctuation and all that. It easily shows it to you. It's more readable, more usable. Okay. So the thing with categorical data is that categorical data usually have very few items, few groups. Why? Because they are sort of groups. Okay, so they are few. For example, look at this now. Look at this. You see here, 20 items have been reduced to what? To how many? To how many?
2.
To 2. That's what happens with categorical data. We are dealing with categories. Okay, let me ask you. If these were JAMB scores and JAMB candidates, and 1,000,000 people did JAMB, so you have 1,000,000 of this, what would it have been reduced to? Is it 10 or 20? What would they have been reduced to? You got my
They
question?
say 2.
Yeah, the same 2. Even if you have 10 million, you reduce to 2. So the categories are usually few. So categorical data usually has few options like this, few items. Or let's say you want to see the number of people that got each grade, the number of people that got A test, number of people that got B, C, D, E, F, for example. Okay, these are still few. Even if there are 1,000,000 students, you are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just 6 categories. And you can use that to plot a bar chart or column chart. Even a pie chart. Now, the more complex, the simpler it is, the more useful the pie chart will be. When it gets a little bit more complex, you may not be able to use pie chart, then you have to resort to bar charts or history or column chart. Are we on the same page? Are we on
Yes, sir.
the same page? Okay. You know, when we respond, it makes me know we are following.
Yes, sir. We are following.
It's worse. I will hardly might be strongly with network, but it's worse. I need to catch up now.
Okay, no problem. So I just wanted us to play around with. I just wanted us to play around with this. And call this data visualization 101. Okay. Okay, so now let's just do a rundown of these different charts. Now this is line charts. line chart is used for numerical data and is best suited for, mostly used for time series data. Time series. Okay, for example, stock prices, Bitcoin prices within a day, within a month, within a year, within whatever, a quarter. Those are numeric data, and I'm sure you will have seen it before. Usually they use a line chart. Then when you look at the bottom, the x-axis, you see that was there usually a time variable, maybe days or months or years. While the vertical axis, the y-axis, is what shows the variable of interest, which could be price, it could be sales figure, it could be some sort of frequency and all that. Exactly. So just know that line chart is most commonly used for time series data. What about the area chart? The area chart is more or less the same as the line chart. Of course, we know how to plot this. To plot it is quite easy and straightforward. You know, plotting the charts is they are basically the same thing for almost all types of charts. Just highlight the data. Go to inserts, click on line charts. Then you can edit all this, right? Do all the editing that you want to do. So that's how you plot your line chart. Okay. So the area chart is a line chart of some sort. The difference is that under is field, it is field like this field. If you look at this chart now, compared to this one, you see that it's basic. Can you see the similarity? If you watch, it goes down, comes up, goes down, comes up. It's the same pattern.
Yes, it's the same pattern.
Yes, follows the same pattern. But the difference is that the bottom here is filled.
Yes.
So that's the difference. You want to plot this type of chart, you do an area chart. Look at it here. You do this type of, you use this one. Okay. Just highlight the data and use that one. So what do you think the area chart is used for? What kind of data? Based on my explanation, what type of data do you think area chart is best suited for or most commonly used for?
It's numeric data.
Numerical data, time series, numerical, time series data. Okay. Time series data. When we say numeric, what is numeric here? Is this one that is the numeric? This one, what's on the y-axis? It's numeric. Do you understand? This value, the y-axis, it changes as a function of time, as a function of whatever is on the x-axis. Just like stock prices changes every day. Even within a day, by the hour, it changes. It changes frequently. We talked about bar charts earlier. Bar chart is used for categorical data, descriptive data. Column charts, same thing as bar charts, but just that it's vertical instead of horizontal. Pie charts, categorical. Bar chart is more complex, more versatile than pie charts. It's more versatile than pie charts. Let me show you an example. Assuming we have different values here now.